most of you here today are currently dealing with or have dealt with mental illness in your life, whether yourself or someone you know. Mental illnesses are very common. According to NAMI.org, approximately 1 in 5 adults suffer from mental illness. This is 43.8 million people suffering from mental illnesses in a given year. With the growing number of diagnosed cases of various mental illnesses each year, the amount of speculation and distress is rising, therefore resulting in stigmas against mental illnesses and the people who have them. Part of breaking the stigma would be to fully understand what mental illnesses is. When we talk about mental health, we are talking about one's emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It's crucial that we have our mental health in check. According to the CDC, if our mental health is not up to par, the signs will flow into every aspect of our lives. When someone is experiencing issues with their mental health, they might draw away, cancel plans, and become more reclusive. It changes the way people handle stress and affects our ability to make decisions. With this being said, let's talk about mental illnesses. Mental illnesses comes in many kinds of different forms. They can range anywhere from mild to moderate to completely debilitating. To give a little background on some more common mental illnesses, anxiety disorder can be described as when you feel overwhelmed, anxious, and fearful that it interferes with your daily life. Some anxiety disorders are generalized anxiety, social anxiety, and panic disorder. According to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, it tells us that anxiety disorders are most common, affecting 18.1% of our adult population. More often than that, depression goes hand in hand with anxiety disorders. Depression affects an estimated 16 million people. It is much more than just feeling sad, and it can lead to suicidal thoughts, also if left untreated. Another common mental health illness is obsessive compulsive disorder, also known as OCD. OCD can be described as repetitive, intrusive, and unwanted thoughts paired with the irrational, excessive urge to do certain things. The list goes on and on. I personally see it in my day-to-day life. It is urgent for us to understand that the people we love and are hurting due to mental illness. Those that we love are going unheard, and this can cause them to go untreated. One of the reasons there are so many stigmas against mental illness is because it's something you cannot see, whereas if someone you see with a broken arm, it's not as easy to physically see that someone is struggling with anxiety or depression unless you know the signs. People tend to view someone as their mental illness and nothing more. Rather than recognizing someone as a person with a name and face, people label them as schizophrenic or bipolar. This in turn makes people feel lesser and more unimportant. People who suffer from mental illnesses are often not taken seriously. They receive comments like, "Oh, it's all in your head," or "You just need to try a little harder." After hearing these things, they start to believe that they're crazy. One might think maybe it is all in their head. Believing the stigmas has also been said to worsen one's symptoms to cause the person not to seek treatment. Today I want to encourage everyone to stop these stigmas. Let's recognize the person for who they are and not their mental illness. If you are living with mental illness and you're comfortable enough to do so, talk openly about it. Educate people on what you're going through on a day-to-day basis. You never know what other people are going through, and maybe it's the same things and you just don't know. Even if you weren't meaning any harm when you said, "Oh, you're so bipolar," this could easily make someone who struggles with mental illness worse. Refrain from using mental illness as adjectives when you hear stigmas being used. Stand up. Take crazy, psycho, and insane out of your vocabulary. Take the time to really listen to the people. Try to fully understand what they are going through, and then offer your support and compassion as they seek help and heal. But in the end, there will always be people that have different opinions than you, that they're unwilling to change and they're unwilling to learn and be compassionate. People who live with mental illnesses can end the stigma by standing up and living an empowered life, not scared or affecting by the stigmas. It is your life, and you decide to take control of your own life and how you're affected by these people's words and actions. Furthermore, when we end the stigmas against mental illness, people suffering from them can start to feel like a person with a name and a face. When they begin to be really heard, they will begin to see their importance again, and they'll begin to heal. They will not feel ashamed for having this illness, and they have no control over it, and they will turn and feel comfortable and able to seek treatment. It's critical that we take step and to end these stigmas. When someone is suffering from mental illness and those around them, they're claiming it isn't real, and it makes it much harder for them to cope and heal. Let's step up and let's end this. To combat mental illness includes exercising to stay active, support groups, eating well, and self-care. Therapy, medication are great ways to use as supporting and dealing with mental illnesses. My solution will be a nonprofit organization called Anxiety and Depression Association of America to battle the worldwide problem to help end this battle. To help this nonprofit organization, you may volunteer or donate money to elevate this battle. This organization can help curb mental illnesses by offering the appropriate tools to the victims. It is proven when help is provided, the person dealing with this mental illness can gain the positive mindset more forward to a healthy life. Okay.